cause of death.
Hello. After many tests, it seems as if the victims died of arsenic poisoning. Ingesting very high levels of arsenic can result in death.
What are some of the physiological effects of ingesting arsenic?
Well, it targets widely dispersed enzyme reactions, causing it to affect nearly all organ systems. It can cause many skin lesions, also lung and skin cancer.
Is there anything else we should be aware of regarding the dosage levels?
Yes, by just breathing high levels of arsenic can give you sore throat or irritated lungs. Exposure to lower levels can cause nausea, vomiting, ingesting or breathing low levels for a long time. It can cause darkening of the skin and sores appearing on the palm, feet, and torso and crotch area.
And like you said, ingesting high levels of arsenic can cause death. What are some symptoms we should be looking out for?
Arsenic poisoning begins with headaches, confusion, and drowsiness. It will also start changing the pigmentation of fingernails. It may cause hair loss, muscle cramping, and finally it will put you in a coma to death.
If anybody experiences any of the symptoms, which test do you recommend?
The urine test is the most reliable for arsenic exposure. Within the last few days, tests on the nails can measure exposure over the last 6 to 12 months.
What are some of the medical treatments for arsenic poisoning?
Chemical and synthetic methods are now using to treat arsenic poisoning, including dimercaprol and dimercaprolsonic acid.
Alright, thank you, doctor.
You're welcome.
Since we now know that arsenic was the cause of the Brooklyn murders, we will now talk to a chemistry specialist about the element arsenic. What can you tell us about arsenic?
The atomic number is 33. The atomic mass is 74.9. The electron configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d10, 4p3.
So in noble gas configuration, it would be argon, 4s2, 3d10, 4p3?
Correct. There are 5 valence electrons in arsenic, which means it is in group 15 and period 4 on the periodic table.
What are some physical properties of arsenic?
The melting point is 817 degrees Celsius. The boiling point is 613 degrees Celsius. Its density is 5.72 grams per centimeter at 14 degrees Celsius. The colors of arsenic are yellow, black, and mostly gray.
Thank you. And what are some of the chemical properties?
When arsenic is heated in the air, it combines with oxygen to form arsenic oxide. It also reacts with hot acids to form arsenic acid.
When was arsenic discovered?
In 1250. From what we think, it was first discovered by Geber, but it was first documented by Albertus Magnus.
Where can we find arsenic in nature?
It is found in water supplies, rocks, volcanic ash, air, and soil. It forms inorganic arsenic when it combines with oxygen, sulfur, and chlorine. When it combines with carbon and hydrogen, it forms organic arsenic.
What are some other environmental or health impacts of arsenic?
In humans, it causes cancer of the lungs, skin, bladder, and kidneys. Environments with too much arsenic contamination have only a few species and plants that can survive.
What is arsenic mainly used for?
Arsenic is used in wood preservations, pesticides, medicine, coal, lasers, and in manufacturing. It is also used in harmful ways, such as poisons.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I now have some information on recent cases of arsenic poisoning. Some intentional arsenic poisoning was caused by an intentional contamination of coffee at a church gathering in Maine in 2010. There was an outbreak of foodborne illness following the church gathering. A criminal investigation concluded that a church member contaminated the coffee and they were the source of the outbreak. A case of unintentional arsenic poisoning affected a 4-month-old and his 2-year-old sister. They both ingested a dose from organic arsenic from an outdated pesticide that was misidentified as spring water in 2005. One case of natural arsenic poisoning was in Bangladesh, Tripura. The arsenic poisoning was caused by increased use of tainted groundwater. Many villages were affected. Long-term environmental planning will be taking place. We now have confirmed some of the victims that were found dead in the Brewster home. Here's a historian to explain these deaths.
President Taylor fell ill on July 4, 1850. He died a few days later. Doctors used neutron activation analysis to measure the amount of arsenic in his nails. The examiner announced that the arsenic levels were several hundred times less than what they would have been if he were poisoned. The findings acquitted several of Taylor's prominent contemporaries of murder suspicion. Jane Austen, the author of Pride and Prejudice, died in 1817. Austen's brother assumed she died of arsenic poisoning after she wrote about the abnormal color of her skin and nails. A lock of her hair also tested positive for arsenic. People still assumed arsenic was used to murder her. French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte was also known to have been murdered by arsenic poisoning. Researchers say he was poisoned by French and British conspirators. They also found major exposure in his hair. They say he might have been poisoned so he wouldn't escape back to France.
Arsenic is found in many common foods today. It can be found in organic foods such as sweetener and baby formula. In some analysis, it is found in apple or grape juice. Arsenic is also common when ingesting large amounts of rice.
What is a fun fact about arsenic?
Due to its high toxicity, it's nicknamed King of Poison.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It seems that the Brewster sisters were contaminating wine with arsenic to poison the victims in their home. Up to 12 bodies were found dead.
What the do?